Hey everybody, what's up? This is Flamehawk. We're sorry about the brief delay, but we're back, and now we have some exciting news for you all. Now, Gentleman Snark, you know what to do.
Alright folks, it's good to be here. This is Gentleman Snark once again. Sorry for the brief hiatus, but let's not get into that. Let's jump right into the exciting news here. They have some official Pokemon, well, not official, but there's been leaks of some European scans of the official titles of the next Pokemon game for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Now, these are some very interesting titles here as we try to speculate as to where exactly is this title going, if it is indeed confirmed.
Now, it's probably some point off in the future because right now we still have Pokemon Z to be coming up, and then we have the next one to be coming up in a year or two.
Yeah, probably a year or two. Then again, Pokemon Z, I'm not sure if Pokemon Z is like really a thing now, because I mean, if anything, they might do some DLC with the Zygarde the same way they kind of did with Volcanion. So, I mean, that's a thing.
I mean, you have all those different forms of Zygarde, the 10% one, the 100% one, the, I don't know.
60% and the 100%, I mean, his perfect form, like they're not ripping off Perfect Cell.
I don't know what they're doing. Like, that is just, I don't know. But anyways.
Yeah, anyways, more on to the Pokemon Sun and Moon here. We've been having a bit of speculation as to like what the starters might be here, and I gotta say, we're kind of at a loss here. Like, personally, I want to see a fire flying again. Like, I want to see, because when Charizard came out first, like the very first fire starter we ever had, like Charizard was extremely popular. So I want to see another fire flying again. I don't want another fire fighting because too much of that already. And we joked about a fire fairy, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work exactly, since they kind of did that design-wise for Delphox. Yeah, we know Delphox is fire psychic, but come on, when you really look at it, it also has that fairy aesthetic to it. So
I mean, psychic and fairy in itself can be very, very close when you actually think about what they're going for in that opinion.
Yeah. But another reason why we think that one of the starters will definitely be part fairy is because, I mean, one of the games is called Pokemon Moon. And majority of the Pokemon that ever have to do with the moon have all become like fairy types. I mean, look at Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Clefairies. I mean, come on, they came from space.
And then you have Moonstone with certain Pokemon evolving from that said stone. Like, let's just say you get Nidoking and Nidoqueen because of that one stone. So we'll probably see those Pokemon show up somewhere along the line too.
So yeah, there's that. Basically, it's just a lot of speculation here. Like, the other types we also were debating on was like, I personally want another Water Steel, because if they're going to put a fairy on one of the Pokemon, I feel as if adding another Steel, preferably on water, can help balance out the trio just a bit. And personally, I kind of think I want to see them do it again, because Empoleon was the Pokemon I personally started off with in the 4th generation. But I kind of think that Empoleon got a bit shafted compared to the other two, because Infernape was kind of broken and Torterra was kind of a tank, and they didn't really leave much for Empoleon to have on its own. So that's my opinion on that. And lastly, for the grass type, I'm just thinking, like, could we go back to grass and poison? Maybe, like, grass and poison. What say you on that?
I wouldn't mind grass and poison, but for my combos, I think fire ice. I know that's a little bit crazy, but who doesn't like crazy?
I mean, it could be possible, because like maybe with the release of Volcanion, they're probably showing that they're going to be doing a bit more, I guess, avant-garde combinations. So fire and ice, while personally I don't think that's going to happen, it's not that much of a stretch.
And for the next time, like we said, we definitely will see a fairy-type Pokemon as a starter, because Moon, hello, I think it's going to be on the water, because they had Delphox, which I know, like we said, psychic, but can you imagine a water fairy? That just seems kind of more leaning to the type, because it can't be on grass, because that would nerf the fire ability.
Yeah, that definitely nerf. That and the water and fairy could work, because I mean, tides, the moon, water, push and pull, all like it kind of works in a bit of a poetic sense there.
I have grass and ghost. I know, again, a little bit on the wild side, but I know we have Trevenant and stuff. He didn't work out terribly, and I think it could work out better with a starter Pokemon because they'd put more effort into it than just saying, I don't know, how about we make a ghost tree? Good enough.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I could see it as a possibility since they've actually already done it. So definitely a possibility there. I'm not sure how well that would work though amongst the typing trio because, like I said, they gotta kind of balance each other out in a sense. So I'm not sure how that would work within the trio, but something I would like to be very interested in seeing. But on to the next thing. We had a bit of a debate as to where the region is going to take place here. So basically the main point is because of the title of the game, a space station, the region has to have some sort of space station. That's just a fact. Like Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can't tell me that's going to be called Sun and Moon and there's not going to be some type of space station within the region. Yes, we kind of are just coming off of that from Hoenn region, but come on. A space station, like space battles there, like come on. Who doesn't want that to happen?
Exactly. And when you think about it, what real world locations have a strong space program?
We initially first thought of the US, but considering Generation 5 only kind of did the US in a sense.
Unless they do Houston or Miami, which wouldn't work for a few reasons because going back to USA, they probably would have already done that if they wanted to stay there.
Yeah. So my personal guess, I mean, like I said, our guesses are way out there, but how about we go back to Mother Russia?
And mine, when you think about who actually made the first NASA for the United States, it was the Nazis. It was Project Paperclip that we brought them over after the Nuremberg trials. They were basically German missiles without the swastika.
Sad but true. So that's our prediction on the regions, Russia and Germany. Don't get us wrong here. Even we know these are way out there, way out there. So yeah, take this with an huge amount of salt here, because I'm not, like I said, where the region could be located is anyone's guess. Now, as for the teams, we have a bit of a thing. Like Flamehawk, tell us what you think the teams are gonna do.
The most linear and straightforward approach to this, in my opinion, is kind of following what Team Magma and Team Aqua did. One wants all night, Team Lunar, or let's say, and one wants all day. Let's say that is Team Solar. That is the most forward-thinking, straight path we can follow for this team. I know that road's already been reached upon, but when you think about it, there's going to be a night and day cycle, and you could probably fight the Team Lunar during the night and the Team Solar during the day. That's how I'm thinking about this. I'm not sure if that is accurate.
On my take on it, now, while I do agree with the whole fighting the respective teams day and night, I do agree with that, but in terms of the whole big plot thing, I don't think they would go with that idea simply because it's really just a rehash of Oraz and all that. So yeah, I don't think they would do that. Personally, what I think would be a better idea is if they were to do something with the the solar or lunar eclipse. I mean, I'm thinking doing something with that would be a bit better. And we also have to speculate that maybe there's actually a possibility that maybe there isn't going to be another team war. Maybe there's going to be just one team. I mean, I would like a bit of a team war if we didn't already just have Oraz, which we did. So I kind of want to see us deviate from the team war, maybe just have one simple team, but definitely doing some big grand plot with the solar or lunar eclipse is definitely something I would want to see. And
now, for as the Pokemon are concerned, that really, really depends on the region. Because say we get Russia, we have bears like grizzlies, polar bears, like a lot of other different kind of animals that are native to the region, like snow foxes and stuff like that. So imagine a lot of ice if we get Russia.
And what would we get for Germany, though? That's the question. That is the question.
A lot of steel types.
Yeah, probably definitely a lot of steel types. It's just my whole thing with what exactly would they do if they were to go Germany? That's just, I can't think. Because remember, this is a kid-friendly game here. We can't go too out of bounds here.
Yeah, there's definitely some regions in their history that they cannot revisit for, obvious reasons. But Germany is a major country in this world from technological side, where they're rivaling the U.S. and Japan at the same time, and sometimes beating them, like in the optics department, let's just say.
So yeah, there's like I said, there's a lot of potential between these two regions. Personally, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be either Russia or Germany. But because we're basing this around the whole space mentality, because look at the name of the games, Sun and Moon, something to do with space. Like this has to do something heavily with space. I mean, another idea they could possibly do, and this is like way out there, but Team Galactic coming back.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
I mean, neither do I, but I mean, they're the only other team that actually has something to do with space. I mean, what else do we got here?
Not much, but I don't know.
It's either that or the return of Team Rocket, because Rockets, so...
This is really tough because of that, but we definitely will see an increase in space battles if they are going for the solar and outside universal theme. However, they could go a more primal route and have it game more natured around the nature itself.
What do you mean, nature itself?
Instead of focusing on the sun and the moon, they focus on the Earth's rotation during those two cycles instead of the things that actually cause them. And if they do go primal, I could see them going a savanna theme in Africa with like a lot of like safari and exotic creatures.
That could possibly work. That's kind of a bit like a complete opposite direction of what many would be thinking, but I think that might be something.
That's the only way I would see this working in a different light.
Probably. I mean, if they were to do that, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be a tad bit disappointed because there's a lot of potential for some like extremely good stuff here that they haven't done before.
There is. However, we have to look at it in all different lights just to make sure we can accurately describe both. Imagine Africa with Pokemon, though. I mean, elephants. I know. We have Donphan.
We need a better elephant Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie.
We do need a better Pokemon.
We need a better elephant Pokemon.
We can have a giraffe Pokemon, and no, Girafarig does not count.
Nah.
Because we need a better giraffe Pokemon.
Yeah, we need a better one too of that as well.
So there could be a lot of different and exciting creatures if we visited the African continent.
Well, basically, I just want to get this out of the most obvious thing. I mean, within this game, there's one Pokemon or a pair of Pokemon they definitely have to have in the game. Solrock and Lunatone. Like, that's kind of a staple considering the name of the games. Now, my only concern, and this is a terrible joke, and I highly doubt this is going to happen, but we joked that Solrock and Lunatone could possibly be the starters. No.
There's no way, but...
No.
I'm just saying, if there was ever a Pokemon to be made a starter of this game, that would be them.
I wouldn't like it. Not gonna lie. I wouldn't like it.
Me neither. But what do you think of the night and day cycle? Because that is definitely going to be happening here.
Well, yeah, definitely. It has. I mean, they're probably going to do the typical night, like between night and day, you can meet different and more like rare Pokemon respectively. Like maybe they might even do a twist where, you know how there's legendaries roaming around?
Yep.
Maybe they might do a twist where like certain legendaries will only roam around at night.
That seems about right.
Yeah, they might try to go with that. And I mean, that seems a bit interesting here. Up the difficulty just a bit.
Exactly. That does seem like that's the way it's going to go with like, kind of like a Generation 2 kind of style.
Yeah.
How they were doing the night and day originally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Nintendo Direct, it already happened, and it happened a few hours ago. We will be updating the Twitter page for you at Meets West to make sure you get the most up-to-date and most accurate information for the best possible outcome and outlook on Generation 7. Go to our Twitter page.
Yeah, be sure to go to our Twitter page. That's at Meets West for all your Nerd and Otaku information needs.
Now, I think that's enough about Generation 7 right now because that's all we have at the moment.
Yeah, that's literally all we have. And once again, these are mostly just speculations on our part. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think they're well-based and well-facted.
Yeah, the only thing that I believe that is like completely going to be like off the mark is Germany or Russia.
Or Africa.
Yeah, or Africa. That's the three places I'm thinking that, yeah, there's just no way.
The one region I want to see happen that's not going to happen this generation most likely is Australia.
Yeah, nah, because since we're dealing heavily with space, I'd never. No, Australia, nah.
I don't see that happening, unfortunately. Maybe next generation.
Maybe. You're gonna have a lot of Kangaskhangs hopping about, though.
They need a better kangaroo Pokemon.
I'd say more marsupial or whatnot, because
Exactly.
Kangaskhan, that's not a kangaroo.
That is not a kangaroo.
That is not a kangaroo. Let's be
Breloom
honest.
is a kangaroo more than...
Yeah, Breloom is more of a kangaroo, but not Kangaskhan.
Exactly. And now, let's begin the news subject other than Pokemon.
Alrighty then, on to the news section here. So, Owari Monogatari's Sodachi's Lost Ark opening theme. It's getting a new opening theme, and it's been previewed in a video, which you can see in our Twitter page at East Meets West. So, yeah, be sure to look at that. Basically, it's just a bit of a change. It's gonna be a new opening exclusive for the Blu-ray and DVD for the Owari Monogatari series. So if you haven't seen the Sodachi's Lost Ark and you want to go pick up the DVD or Blu-ray edition, you'll see an entirely different opening. And the opening theme is by the voice actor of Sodachi Okura, which is Marina Inui. So yeah, there's that. So far the opening looks pretty solid. It just shows a lot of clips. It just shows basically a lot of clips of what happened during the arc. But yeah, nothing too big, nothing too extravagant there. So yeah, that's Owari Monogatari's Sodachi Lost Ark. That's gonna be the new opening for the Blu-ray and DVD segments. So Flamehawk.
If anyone was to save Pacific Rim 2, it is Daredevil showrunner Stephen D. Knight, because he will be directing the project, and that project was put into limbo for a little while, and it wasn't confirmed if it was going to happen or not, and now we do have a kind of concrete evidence it will happen, though the film was originally released, or going to be released on April 7th, then got pushed back to August 4th, and then just removed from the calendar altogether. No one is really sure where they will be putting it in the future, but look for it in the 2018 range, probably in the summer, because the first one was a summer box office hit. The second one will probably release in the also same time frame. So look for that if you're a fan of Pacific Rim.
Okay, well, that's some interesting Pacific Rim news. 2 news, though personally I'm not sure how they build off a sequel, considering I actually saw the movie, so that's just a to be determined type of thing. So then, apparently with some maximum effort, Warner Brothers Live has announced that the live action for Death Note will be R-rated. Very interesting here. So basically, if you people don't know what Death Note is, what I want you to do is, first off, stop what you're doing. Don't pause me yet. Listen to what I have to say. First, after I'm done talking, pause, go look up Death Note, go watch the entire season of Death Note. Take your time. We'll still be here when you get back. And then come back and then click on this video again and then listen to what I have to say about what this movie is so you have a better understanding. So, you're still here. Get out. Now, for those of you who have heard of, watched, and read Death Note, you should probably know that this is some big news here. They're gonna turn an anime into a live action. The cast was already questionable enough, but it doesn't seem from what they're going for, it doesn't seem bad here. It seems that they're trying to stay true to the material here. So basically, the producer Roy Lee told Entertainment News website Collider last week that there is zero chance that Warner Brothers have planned for the film Death Note. There's zero chance that it will get a rating below R. So basically, what we're gonna see is some really gruesome stuff in this live action movie when it does manage to hit. So I'm actually going to be looking forward to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was a bit skeptical at first to see if I should even care about this project, since Japan already kind of did, and I believe Korea in some respects already did, like live action Death Note movies and TV shows, and it's going to be another live action movie, but we'll get to that on a later date. But point is, this movie seems like it's really going to stay true to the material and keep with the gritty and gory side. Hopefully they don't go overboard to the point where it's, well, just a freaking gore fest and nothing more, but You have to understand that Death Note is more than just all about the killing. It's about the strategy, the psychological mindset of trying to play cat and mouse between the genius detective L and the high school prodigy Light Yagami. So yeah, it's more of the strategy game of cat and mouse here. So I'm really am curious to see how they're gonna pull that off. I mean, we already know that the gore and the violence is gonna be up the max and it's gonna be R-rated. So hopefully, in terms of the actual characters of the film, they'll still true to the source material. So still wish they had a better cast, a better male lead for Light Yagami, in my honest opinion. But that's just a personal thing. And Flamehawk,
You must have seen Deadpool by now.
with maximum effort,
Exactly. And remember, you can't buy love, but
you can rent it.
exactly.
Oh, one of Stan Lee's best cameos.
Exactly. I love that. And anyways, that is rated R. The Wolverine is rated R. And now Ant-Man is going to be rated full NC-17. NC-17. That was coming from Ant-Man director Peyton Reed, and he's making a joke about how the comic book movie side is getting a little bit too much serious. A little bit too much.
A little bit too serious.
Why?
Why so serious?
But anyways, and James Gunn responded that Inhumans will be a snuff film.
A snuff film?
Exactly.
And that is
something you should ask your parents about.
kids. We want you to kindly just go away now for a second. Let the adults here talk. Please continue. You have my attention now.
It is pornography.
Well, you gotta love that. Anything to do for ratings, folks.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It makes a big splash.
In more ways than one.
But anyways, Deadpool was, I don't know, I'm kind of for the R rating, especially because Deadpool source material really fits in with the R rating. And Wolverine, he is willing to kill anybody just to get, I don't know. He has the mentality of a killer. And that can be turned to rating R very, very, very easily. And Batman v Superman is just DC trying to kind of
Play catch up.
they're trying to get a different demographic with the whole darker side. Something Marvel hasn't really done up to the point of Jessica Jones. But now, if they add a character like Moon Knight, then the rated R will be probably given.
Probably, but I wouldn't hold that much hope. Alrighty then. Now, on to some, since we're going to be talking about R-rated and killings and all that stuff. Assassination Classroom Manga is set to end in 5 chapters. Yes, Assassination Classroom. Basically, the manga is about if you live under a cave, or the anime. Basically, kids are stuck in a remedial class and their task is to kill their teacher. That happens to be a quote-unquote alien, or at least appears that way, and is able to move at speeds at Mach 20. So, in other words, good bloody luck. But recently now, in recent manga chapters, spoilers, by the way, leave in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they seem to be that they're about to stab Koro Sensei right in the heart. Because apparently after his grand battle with his ex protege, which was the new god of death, he somehow managed to take him down, but it took him like a lot of effort. Like, damn, talk about maximum effort there. So much so that he actually collapsed after everything was all said and done. So basically, the students are just right now to lay down the coup de grace. So I'm not sure what to think of this series after, if they do decide to kill Koro Sensei. I'm not sure what to think of the series afterwards. Like, what exactly? Because yeah, the series is gonna end, but what exactly? Like, I don't know. Maybe personally, I've grown attached to Koro Sensei as a character, and so has the students, obviously, for his intrinsic charm, his quirky personality, his perverted one as well. So yeah, it's basically, when Assassination Classroom's gonna end, I'm gonna actually miss it. It's gonna be a series to miss. It was very interesting. It's a very lovely series, and the best thing I like about it, since it was technically a shonen series, it didn't drag on. Like, I think it's going to be ending just over 100 chapters. Like, I think maybe around 180 or so. So it didn't quite drag on to like one of the more popular ones like One Piece or the deceased Naruto, Bleach, all that stuff. So it didn't overstay its welcome. It's kind of there. It went on for a decent length, and it's kind of ending where the getting is good in a sense. So, like I said, I'm gonna miss Assassination Classroom when it's gone, but depending on how it ends, it might be well deserved. Basically, they're kind of just learning when to take a breather, take it back. So, like I said, I'm really interested to see how this is gonna end, because so far now the chapters are just counting down to when graduation is gonna happen. So, if anything, I hope they show. For the last chapter, I hope they show like more of a time skip as to what happened to the students as they grew older, or maybe even an epilogue chapter. Because I mean, if Naruto got one, why can't Assassination Classroom get one? So yeah, that's there. So that's that. Assassination Classroom is the manga is gonna be ending in 5 chapters. Another interesting thing about, since we're on Assassination Classroom, the second live action movie is apparently going to be showcasing the manga's ending. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out, because I haven't even seen the first live action movie. Guilty. I'll probably get to that someday. So there is that. So yeah, the live action is going to be able to portray the manga's ending. It kind of seems to me that they're kind of trying to wrap up Assassination Classroom like very quickly. So like basically once the manga's done, they're going to try to wrap it up with the live action movie, and then try to hurry up and wrap it up with the anime as well. So they really are trying to like basically once Assassination Classroom is over, the manga's ending, a lot of everything else is probably going to try to follow suit. Now, if only Studio Period can get the memo when it came to Naruto, but I'm not even going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, no, just no.
Yeah. So back to you, Flamehawk.
Well, we seem to know what Black Panther's role in Civil War will be. It seems he is there to be a mediator, somewhat, in the system. The actor, Bozeman, said he's not on anybody's team. It's my political mission to tame it and get it under control. Again, this is the fighting between the Sokovia Accords, who, by the way, Martin Freeman's character in the role, or in the movie, who will be the character many has known through the works of the Black Panther comic, is Everett Ross. He will be working for the government, and he will be enforcing the Registration Act, something which Tony Stark is for and Steve Rogers is not. Now, how this holds up and which side wins, it will be very, very interesting. But the one interesting thing about the movie is that Captain America Civil War will have a controversial ending. I'm not sure what that means, but that was released by the Civil War directors Anthony and Joe Russo. I'm thinking that is some major character dies in this. I'm thinking that Steve Rogers is going to die, and the Winter Soldier will inherit his mantle.
Isn't it a bit too soon though for Steve to die?
He doesn't have many I think this might be his last contract or one more, but he's about dead. And we've already seen him pass the shield off to Bucky.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, because I believe the actor also said that he wanted to play. Nah, don't get me wrong, I could be misheard, but I could have sworn he said that he wanted to play Captain America just a bit longer. So, but
it doesn't look like the Russos have that in mind. It's either that or Iron Patriot becomes Iron Man.
That's out of left field.
That comes from the comic line of the New Avengers.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but that's still kind of a lot of left fields.
I would be more comfortable with Bucky taking over Steve's role, but I really think that this is his last, because we've already seen all the signs, even though it hasn't been pinpointed yet to what that means. I think that was deliberately made to the point that there will be a new Captain America in the film when they released that trailer, which shows Steve passing it off to Bucky.
Well, R.I.P. Captain America, if that happens to be the case. Personally, I don't want that to be the case, because, I mean, I've kind of grown to love this guy as Captain America, but, I mean, when the contract's up, the contract's up. Well, I do have a question, though, for Martin Freeman's character, because I heard that he's supposed to be representing as the kind of like a foreign diplomat type of thing, so are we going to see him more with Black Panther at all?
I would probably see those two interacting.
because I heard the character Martin Freeman is going to be playing is a bit of a, I can't really say it, but he's a bit of a jerk. Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, more or less. We can go with that way, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how that plays off, because a lot of people are really looking forward to Martin Freeman's acting capabilities, and I heard it's going to be quite funny. So hopefully that doesn't disappoint. But since we're on the subject of superheroes here, Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia, however you want to say it, their anime theme song is going to be by the band Porno Graffiti. So yeah, they're going to be singing the theme song for the My Hero Academia's anime, which is going to be set in April, I believe. So for those of you who don't really know or have been living under a rock, basically My Hero Academia is basically where a middle school student named Izuku Midoriya, he wants to be a superhero. And basically you live in a world where everyone has these abilities called quirks, which are basically superpowers. Everyone's born with them, everyone gets them, and they usually just they have schools where like kids with abilities can become superheroes and whatnot. There's just one tiny drawback. Izuku has absolutely no powers. None. Like, no, he was born 100% completely normal. And he's a nerd. Such a lovely combo that is. So, yeah, he wants to be a superhero, but he can't become one until he has an unlikely meeting with one of the greatest superheroes in the universe and the symbol of peace, All Might. And I won't spoil it anymore for those of you who want to go read it, because trust me, it is a very lovely series for shonen as well. So, like I said, go give it a look. It's called Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia. Go give it a look-see. It's a very good series. I highly recommend that anybody reads it. So yeah, that's that story. So they already got the theme. They already know the rock band is going to be playing it. Like I said, once again, the name is going to be Porno Graffiti, and the other rock band to be performing the ending of the theme will be called Brian the Sun. Big bands up there. Really looking forward to hear and to see this anime, because there's been a lot of hype. My only concern is that they have too little material to give a decent season, so it's going to be very, very filler based. There's no hint or inkling as to when they're going to start or begin, but all I know is that epic first confrontation between Bakugo and Izuku, that's definitely getting animated, and I really want to see that, because when it was in the manga, it was hype. So I really hope they manage to give out the same feeling and hype and aesthetic to this within the anime. Once again, I think this is going a bit too fast, just a little bit, because of how the popularity Boku no Hero has been getting, but hopefully this manages to turn out well. And this doesn't become another failure. I really hope it doesn't. In other related news, since we've been out of the loop for a while, they've already had character designs released for Momo Yarozu, Fumikage Tokoyami, Deneki Kanamari, and yeah, that seems to be all the characters they have released character designs for. Oh, and Shoto Todoroki. So, yeah, they have released a lot of character designs for many of the characters here. So, yeah, very interesting there. Like I said, that's My Hero Academia. I'm really looking forward to this. Apparently, the anime is going to be set to come around, I believe, within April or so. So, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. And for those of you who are interested in this series, I highly recommend you go check out the manga. It will not disappoint. If you are a fan of superheroes, I highly recommend it, because you will love this series. And back to Flamehawk.
Well, this week, more notably, yesterday, Daredevil released their next trailer for Season 2. We have a lot of interesting characters. Elektra, Punisher, and Nobu, ? What do you think about the character Nobu coming back to raise the hand once again?
I personally think it's very believable, because in the trailer we already see him with that scythe-looking weapon that he used to fight Daredevil in the first season. So I definitely think it's possible. And now I might be going way out there, but I believe in the comics, and also for those of you who watched that very old Elektra movie, it was already hinted that they already have this technique where they can raise people back from the dead and heal very mortal wounds. So the possibility of Nobu coming back is very high, very high.
Especially with the hand's dark magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Elektra is a very interesting character in this series, because she looks like she's going to be tempting Matt with some darker issues and the way he handles his business, which is usually not to kill first, prefers to laying down defeated. But this season, we see that might not work. What do you think on Elektra?
Well, definitely she's being produced like as, well, forbidden fruit and like, well, the bad girlfriend type of character. Obviously, I mean, I'm not really sure what to think. I mean, so far within the trailer, we can definitely see that she's definitely being a bit of a seductress. That's kind of a fact there.
Yes, exactly.
So obviously, she's going to be tempting Matt with a lot more than, certain criminal activities, if you know what I'm saying here. But on more to the serious note here, I don't think Matt is entirely aware of that he's going to be working with the Hand. I think he's going to be going in, well, no pun intended, blind in a sense when he's helping Elektra at first. Maybe he'll eventually come to the truth and that'll have some big conflict between the two. But in the beginning, I think he's going to be kind of played for the fool because that's usually how it works with the femme fatale meets the main male character. So I don't know. That's just my perspective on it so far.
Yeah, it is definitely interesting, but she will definitely tempt him with something. And now we have Punisher. However, he's not getting his own series as to date, so we'll still have to see on that. But he's very interesting in this series because he brings a death blow, so the characters are not coming back up. They are dead completely, and he checks their pulse to see if they're dead. And then, once he knows they're dead, he shoots them again.
Yep.
So that's definitely going to be interesting.
I mean, I believe the Punisher we're going to see here might be even more gritty and might be even more violent than Punisher from Punisher Warzone. And that might be saying a lot.
Yeah.
That might be saying a lot.
And now that the Hand is back, their goal, not released yet, but they might be trying to bring back who they worship, the character Beast, who is a demon of dark origin. And plus, we have Iron Fist. However, he's not coming into the fray yet. He has been announced he will be played by Finn Jones, who is featured in Game of Thrones. But I'm very interested to see how this Daredevil Season 2 works out. And we only have a few more weeks before it comes out because its release date is on March 18th, which is definitely very, very interesting.
I, for one, am really going to mark my calendar for that date because, like I said, the Daredevil series has been really on point. In my opinion, and I've been really loving it. So I definitely want to see where this is going, though, because based on the trailer, it just, like, there's going to be a lot more internal conflict, a way lot more than in the first season, because it seems as if they're going to be harping back to whether or not, basically, if Daredevil should turn into the Punisher, in a sense. It's going to be turning into that. And speaking of the Punisher, who does not want to see that epic fight? I mean, come on. Punisher versus Daredevil, like that, come on. Move over Batman v Superman. Like, I want to see this.
That is on the same date.
I believe so, yes.
So it's going to be Batman v Superman v Daredevil v Punisher.
Personally, I never did understand the point of why they all put them on the same date because, I mean, anyone who is smart can watch them both at the same time, especially since Daredevil is on Netflix, so I don't know what they're trying to prove here, but,
They're just trying to do marketing terms and the fact that, hey, look, we have this out. Oh, you have that out? We had no idea. Wink, wink.
I'm just saying, if they're trying to compete, because usually you think a show compared to a movie ain't gonna work very well, but
now with the whole binge watching, that's kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, that really has. Like, I still say that, like, given enough time, there's definitely enough time for a smart person to watch both, but on the same day.
Yeah, true. But that is it. And we just have a few more weeks until both will be released.
Yeah, well, that's it on the Daredevil news. And let's conclude things with we got a bit of news on One Piece. Where to begin? Well, let's start off with the video game. One Piece Burning Blood they already streamed a trailer of the Marineford arc. So apparently it's going to be confirmed that we're going to be fighting through the Marineford War again. However, this time unlike Pirate Warriors, this one seems to be a lot more in depth and hands on, if you understand what I mean here. There's going to be a lot the entire Marineford arc seems going to be jam packed into that, and I for one am definitely looking forward to that. Another interesting thing about One Piece Burning Blood, it's been confirmed that you can play as, not only will you be able to play as X Drake, but you'll also be able to play as Frankie Shogun, the robot. So that sounds pretty nice. Like, no, not just Frankie. No, Frankie Shogun, the giant robot. So I, for one, am very interested to see how they're going to pull that one off. Way out of left field in my opinion, but dang, it looks amazing here. So we got 2 new characters that have been released. We also got confirmation that there's going to be a Marineford arc within the game, which I hope to be playing that. So yeah, One Piece Burning Blood, that's going to be for PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, PC, and Xbox One. And that game is going to be slated to come out on May 31st in North America and June 3rd in Europe. Once again, there's going to be a lot of exclusives, including the Edward Newgate Whitebeard statue or action figure. So, like I said, big news for the One Piece Burning Blood game. Can't wait to see when it comes out. Now, quickly onto the film, One Piece Film Gold. The characters' costume designs has been revealed, and if you want to go see them, feel free to go check out our Twitter page at @meetswest there, that we managed to post pretty much all of them, all of the character designs here, and they look they actually look pretty good. Not gonna lie, they actually look pretty good. I personally like Zoro's and Sanji for me. They're pretty much looking the best. Luffy's also looks good too as well, and then we also have Nami and Robin for fan service. But onto the main point at hand. Apparently, the whole setting for the movie seems to be on some type of casino-style ship. So basically, in other words, this is going to be the Straw Hats in Las Vegas, apparently. So there really is no big story reveal yet as to what's going to happen here. But I'm hoping based on the costumes that we've seen, because we also have the one costume set where they're wearing all black and whatnot. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some type of underground heist type of setting, which the Straw Hats Pirates, they haven't done that in a while, where they try to actually steal from other pirates, do some type of heist setting. So if they go that route, I'm very interested to see that, because that will bring back more of the Ocean's 11 type of theme, which you can never go wrong with that. So I really want to see that. So like I said, this is basically going to be them in a casino style setting. Possibly going to be a bit of a caper in there. We don't know what the reason for the big bad to do, why he's the big bad, what's going on. We don't know yet, but I'm very interested to see. But there is one thing. A lot are saying that we're kind of overdue for a trailer, which I'm half agreeing on, because the film is coming out on July 23rd, and there's a lot of movies that are even further than that, like Suicide Squad, that's been getting a whole bunch of trailers and such. So
Well, that's different because of the region both were created in, though.
Well, yeah, that is true. Definitely true on that end. So, but my main thing, I believe I've heard a few speculate the reason why they haven't posted a trailer yet or done anything yet is because they wanted to wait for certain info on the anime to be released before they showed it on the silver screen. Because I had said before in a post that in this movie, we're going to see Gear 4th on the silver screen. I want to believe we're going to see Gear 4th on the silver screen, because if you've seen it in the anime, hype. Just straight hype. I was afraid that Toei would screw up Gear 4th, but they got it nailed. I'll give them this one. They had Gear 4th nailed. So if they do it on the silver screen against this big villain in One Piece Film Gold, can you imagine how amazing that would be? Can you imagine that?
That'd be pretty damn good.
Yes, definitely. I really want to see that.
The one thing I'm kind of interesting is there's been a recent influx of movies for the One Piece series lately, especially with the Nebulandia, the Sabo episode, all happening 6 months apart. That doesn't really happen for One Piece that often.
Well, yeah, that is. I'm not sure what to make of the reason why. I mean, besides that One Piece is getting an overwhelming popularity. Though, personally, I don't want to count episode of Sabo because, don't get me wrong, while the new revamped fight between Luffy and Dong Jingjiao was amazing, it was kind of fluff. The entire Sabo thing was kind of fluff.
Hashtag rehash.
Yeah, literally that's what it was. I mean, I guess it was foolish for us to expect some newer material, but like I said, it was kind of just all rehashed. We've already seen this already. It was just in a different animation style, in a sense. So, Neverlandia, though, that was actually pretty good. Like, a lot of people, including myself, thought it would be bad because Silver Foxy was making a comeback. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those people that doubted the series, but after watching it, actually was pretty good. Not gonna lie. So, for those of you who have not watched Neverlandia yet, give it a look. Give it a watch. It definitely deserves it. It really is a good one.
Well, that's all we have for right now. Thank you for listening to us, and we will be doing this every week going forward again.
Yeah, so be sure to follow us on @MeetsWest and also at our website that's called Nerd v Otaku.
And our Tumblr page, East Meets West World 917.
Yep. So, yeah, as always, I am the Gentleman Snark.
And I am Flamehawk.
So, see ya.
Stay classy. Hey, this is Flamehawk. I hope you enjoyed our weekly East Meets West podcast.
Be sure to catch us every week on Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I run the American side of things, covering Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and much, much more.
And as always, I run the otaku and Japanese side of things, from Shonen Jump into other interesting anime news. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your contribution is always appreciated.
And remember, folks, stay classy.
See ya!